What was the last straw that made you give up on your parents? I was born when my parents were 46 and my siblings were all teenagers. My mom cried when she found out she was pregnant. I know because my oldest sister told me years later, laughing like it was a funny story. They made it clear I was a mistake from day one. Growing up, I learned to stay invisible. I got my brother's hand-me-down clothes that were already worn out before they reached me. My birthday was always forgotten or celebrated weeks late with a gas station cupcake. Every school event, every awards ceremony, every parent-teacher conference, I'd scan the crowd knowing I wouldn't find them there. The empty seat with my name card became normal. I convinced myself if I was just good enough, they'd finally see me. If I could be perfect, maybe they'd realize I was worth their time. So I became perfect. I studied until 2 a.m. every night to keep straight A's. Made honor roll every semester for 4 years. I taught myself to cook so I could make dinner 3 nights a week, thinking maybe they'd appreciate it. Never complained about wearing my brother's decade-old sneakers to school even when kids made fun of me. I even gave up basketball, the one thing I actually loved, to play football, because Dad was obsessed with it. He played in high school and still wore his Letterman jacket around the house. I thought if I could connect with him through his passion, maybe he'd finally look at me like he looked at my brothers. I practiced alone in the backyard every day until my hands were raw. Made varsity sophomore year, led the team in touchdowns junior year. Nothing worked. When I brought home a 98 on my chemistry final, Dad looked at it and asked what I got wrong. When I scored the winning touchdown at the homecoming game, I found out later they were in the parking lot watching my brother's college game on their phones. They didn't even know the score. My siblings weren't much better. They had this group chat without me. I only found out because my sister's phone lit up at dinner once with a message from the real family. When I asked to hang out with them during holidays, they'd make excuses or just ignore me completely. At family gatherings, they'd all disappear into the basement together while I sat upstairs with the adults who barely acknowledged I existed. Yesterday was Dad's 62nd birthday. Mom had been planning this huge dinner party for weeks. All my siblings flew in from different states. She made his favorite prime rib, bought a $200 bottle of whiskey he'd been wanting, even hired a professional photographer to document everything. She kept talking about how special it was to have everyone together. I spent the whole day helping. Set up the dining room, folded napkins into fancy shapes I learned from YouTube, made sure every detail was perfect. Part of me knew better by then, but I couldn't help hoping that maybe this time would be different. The dinner was beautiful. Everyone dressed up nice. The photographer kept taking family photos, and I noticed she kept naturally framing shots with just my parents and siblings. When I tried to step in, my mom said, "Oh honey, we'll get some with you later." We never did. During dessert, my sister Paula stood up with her wine glass and suggested everyone go around the table sharing their favorite memory with Dad. The stories started flowing. That fishing trip to Montana I wasn't invited on. The time they all went to Disney World when I was at summer camp. Inside jokes from before I was born. Everyone laughing at references I didn't understand. The photographer captured every moment. My family looking happy and connected, like a perfect family portrait, except I was just sitting there, a stranger at my own family's table.